Hello, good evening and welcome to DTCC round 2 of season 11. That is coming out of the laptop, so let's mute that. Hope you're all doing good tonight. We have our second round of Mazdas and we're at Laguna Seca tonight for the first of the 2 sprint rounds. It's a 7-round championship, which is split into 3 different types of races. We've got the 2 times 30-minute races, which is what we had last week at Daytona. We've got today's sprint race, which is 3 15-minute races, and then we've got 2 1-hour enduros. So tonight is the 3 of the 15-minute races, and this is going to be spectacular, I am sure, because they usually are. Right, so usual rules for the what we used to call the special nights. Last season, season 10 actually, was the MX5s again at Brands Hatch, with a subtle change, or not so subtle change. In all 3 races of this season, each driver has to do a joker pit stop, and by that I mean they just have to go through the pits. If they could do a drive-through, they would. They can't in this game, so they all pull into the pits, not change tyres, not refuel, and then be on their way. So every single driver's got to do that in each race. Completely up to them when they want to do that. Hi Mum, I hope you can hear okay. It's completely up to the drivers when they want to do that joker stop, but they've got to do it before the last lap. So the last lap they can officially do it without a penalty is the penultimate lap. Now it's quite a long stop here at Laguna as well, so we'll see how this plays out. Other than that, the rules are as per usual when we do these special events that we've just carried over to this. Thank you. It's all good. Sound is 3 races, 3 different tyres to be used. That's a nice spin, Mike. So they've got to use soft, medium, hards at some point in all 3 races, and there's no tyre changes allowed. So the drivers that have got to choose which of the 3 they want to use each of the compounds. And the other caveat is you must run race 1 on a different tyre to that you qualified on. So if you want to qualify on softs to give yourself a good position on the grid, you cannot use softs for the first race. You've got to use medium or hards. I think that's about it. Everyone is in. We got a full grid tonight, all 13. And we've also got then success ballast, as I like to call it. So the winner of the previous round, so the overall winner on the night, has to qualify on hards. So we'll run through the championship, I'm sure, at some point. But Alex is leading the championship. He's on 53 points, so he has to qualify on hard. So he's got no choice but to qualify on hards, and therefore use medium or soft for the first race. Chris Rains, who's currently 2nd on track by the looks of it in practice, and he's 2nd in the championship on 50 points. He's only 3 behind Alex. He has to qualify on mediums, as does Dan, as I know it, who's on 47. So 53, 50 and 47 are the points for the top 3. He also has to qualify on mediums. So again, they have no choice. They have to qualify on mediums, then use softs or hards for the race. Right, let's see if everyone is ready. I have to remember how to get chat up. Let's see what. No, I don't want to go to the track, do I? Alright. Usual story of one shot qualifying. So the drivers have 5 minutes plus 30 seconds, I think, to set their one and only lap. Let's see if everyone is ready for their qualifying. Could be fast and furious, this one. It's going to have to go some to match last week's race, which I think was probably the best ever DTCC we've had. It was absolutely amazing. Right. And make sure everything is all good. 3 different times a day. We've got early morning for the first race, and it's also, unlike the 2 times 30-minute races, we've got the grid start, so that always provides entertainment, especially into a tight corner like first corner at Laguna Seca. Right, we're all ready to go. All right, give them the usual. Oh, there we go. Shows how long since I've played this game. There we go. Right. Qualifying is about to commence. Good luck, everyone. Chris Pengelly, our reigning champion of the last 10 series, he's in tonight. Congratulations to Chris on the birth of his second youngster. And also Carly missed the first race, so she's in too. Right, let's go. 13 on track. It's a small track. It's going to be quite tight, this one, but let's see what happens. It's always nervous when this bit starts. Is it going to kick off? Who's on the front? We've got some, looks like some bit of lag in the game, but we've got a few away, which is good. Let's get out to the front. Looks like Chris is leading us out. So one shot qualifying. No advantage or disadvantage going first or last. Out we go. Get rid of that, get rid of that, and we are good to go. Right, so Chris is leading us out, but it looks like he's decided not to go first. Dan has taken the lead on track for his qualifying run. Is there anyone still in the pits? Who's still in the pits? Let's have a look. I bet that's Mr. Pengelly. No, it's Mike. Mike this time, who seems to be hopefully not having wheel problems. He's just stretching his arms. That's a bit weird. Right. Dan is coming through the corkscrew. Let's see if he gets air like he was in practice. No, not this time. Oh, a little bit. These cars are quite sketchy anyway, so coming down the hill, they're going to be very interesting. Avoid those very, very nasty sausage curbs, which will pitch you off into the last corner. Turn 11. Most of these corner names on this track are just numbers, which is a shame, because everyone knows how much I love a good corner name. Right, into the flying lap goes Dan. Into the first corner, which is Andretti hairpin. Spots his braking point. Bit of understeer by the looks of it, which is very unlike Dan. I know he loves understeer. Look pretty clean though. Alex is following him. And we'll get a first split from Dan just after this on this short straight. There we go, 24.4 or 24.6. 25 for James, 24.6 for Dan, 24.7 for Silverstar, 25 for Pat, 24.7 for Carly. Coy's 25.0. Chris Rains to see what he's got. 24.3, so I think that's fastest so far. Wayne is at 24.4, so pretty tight as well. 24.7 for Bazza. Little GP is a little bit away. Let's just see where Dan is. Dan's coming down the corkscrew, so I think we've had his split already. Let's see what little GP does. He's through it as well. Right. So let's focus on Dan. He's coming to the end of the lap. Pitches it into the left-hand hairpin and gets a lovely drift as he comes out. Right, he's on mediums as well. So let's see what he's decided to not use mediums for the first race. He does a 31.5. That's our opening gambit. Alex coming across the line. What does he do? He does a 33.5 on the hards. James is going to do a 33.7, pops in a third. Civil Star pops up second, so he's on the softs. Let's see who else is around. Pat is fifth. He's on his mediums. Everyone's going off, so let's see what Wayne can do. Coy is eighth. James is seventh. Chris goes third on his mediums. Good lap from him. Let's see who else is around. Bazza gets sixth on his mediums. Good lap from him. Meek is in seventh on the softs. Let's see what Little's GP can do. Can he take pole? And he does by 2 clear seconds. So Chris returns and sticks it on pole. Very comfortable pole as well. And then decides to trash his MX5. Right, I think everyone's done. So I'll have a quick rundown. And on the grid, Little's GP, Chris is on pole. So Little, he qualified on soft mine, so he won't be using that for the first race. Dan's done a good job on mediums, doing some lovely donuts. And Mike comes across the line. Sorry, Mike, I missed you. A 32. So he's probably... I wonder if he's got some problems. There he is. There is Mike. He's fourth on softs as well. So he's done a 32 on soft. So grid will be... Chris will be on pole. He won't be on softs, we know that. Dan in second on his mediums. Good lap. He will not be on mediums, so it'll be interesting to see what he goes for. Wayne also used softs. He's third. Mike is on softs. He's fourth. Just on the 4/10 behind Wayne. And Jack also used softs right behind Mike, so very close between fourth and fifth. And Chris was on mediums in sixth, so our second in the championship. Then Dan on his mediums is seventh. Bazza on his, Dan on his softs is seventh. Bazza, a good lap on his mediums, is eighth. Carly was ninth on her softs. Alex doesn't go over hards because he had to. He's 10th. Pat is 11th on his mediums. James is 12th. And then Coy just got in on the last minute in the surveys, 13th. Right. Come on, clock rundown, because Darth watching donuts. There we go, thank God for that. Right. So there we go, confirmation of the grid. We've got Chris up first, then Dan, Wayne in third, Mike fourth, Jack fifth, Chris sixth, Dan seventh, Bazza eighth, Mika ninth, Alex 10th, Pat 11th, James 12th, and Dan 13th. Quick up. Right, let's see. Let's take some pictures of those because we like to take pictures of stuff. Also, if I have to reset the grid. Although we shouldn't have to reset the grid because we have safety car rules in play. Right, let's make sure everyone is changing tyres. Oh, that's not a good sign. Why couldn't I put chat on? Thank God for that. Right, hopefully everyone is changing tyres. That's fine, Mike. It's all good. I think we're all good. Where's Mike dropped? Have we lost Mike? Okay. Mike has dropped out. That's why it dropped. Right. No, we'll do it properly. There we go. So. Mike can't enter. He's in the race. Hang on, that's it. Alright, so I will cancel the race, whoever's listening. So I took a picture. Right. I changed that to that. That to that. Alright, let's get the grid. Oh, this could be a long night tonight. Right, let's get the grid. Everyone in? I think they are. Look at that. Alright, Coy needs to enter. If you're listening, Coy, can you enter please? There he is, right. Let's change that grid order. Alright, Dan was third. Wayne was third. Alright, this is epically boring. Where's Wayne gone? There he is. Mike was fourth. It's like the lobbies are as stable as ever. Chris R was. There's Chris R. Oh, he's up in second. That's not right. Where's Dan? There he is. He's in second. So Chris, Dan, Wayne, Mike, Jack, Silverstar, Chris. There's Logic Racing. There he is. And Basil was 8th. Carly was 9th. Alex 10th. Pat 11th. James 12th. Right, that should be it. Alright, so we got Chris on pole, Dan second. Double check this is all good. We got Wayne third, Mike fourth. Silverstar 5th, Chris R 6th, Logic 7th, Bazza 8th. Wrong one. Carly 9th, Alex 10th, Pat 11th, James 12th, Coy 13th. Right, I think we are good to go. Messages are slow tonight. Alright. Let's go. Right, first race of the night. Hopefully they're all going to take it nice and steady into turn 1. Let's go. There we go on the grid. Chris is on pole. First racing start for the drivers. It was a rolling start previously. So here we go. Lights are going on. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4, 5, and we are go at Laguna Seca. So everyone's made a pretty good start. Looks like Chris has made a great start further back down the grid. In the Bumblebee, as we go into the first course, Dan has got the jump on Chris. Great start. Dan's on his softs. Let's see if they all get through the first couple of turns. Bit of a skirmish there for Silverstar. Oh no, we've got. Oh, that looks like that could be a safety car. I think it is. We got lots and lots and lots of cars. Right, we're in our first safety car. Let's come out. How do I get into chat? Alright, here we go. We got our first safety car. This is the first time. So what will happen now is Dan will slow it down. Dan will slow us down. Slow down, guys, if you're listening. We've got safety car, Bazza. Slow down. Bazza needs to get back into order. That's it, Baz. You drop back. Alright, have we got everyone? Everyone looks like they're getting back to where they should be. Here comes James catching up. Right, it's the first time we've had this. Exciting stuff. Dan's now takes over as the pace car, holding it at 50 miles an hour roughly. Let's make sure we're all good in line. I think we are. Everyone's nicely lined up. Pat, right, I've got Alex has dropped back a bit. Alex needs to catch up a little bit. Alex, you can catch up a bit. Alright, I think we're ready to go. Oh, this chat's not playing up. Let's go. Hopefully this will work. Alright, it can't enter into the chat. So here we go, my plan is not working. Alright, Dan, just go if you can hear me. You probably can't hear me. The chat is not working. Right, let's see if I can get chat to work. Why is chat not working? There we go. Alright, let's get this going. Right, Danny's now the pace car. He can go whenever he likes. Here he goes. He can pull the pin and away he goes. Right, we are racing again then. Dan leads us away. Halfway round the lap, they can overtake and go whenever they like. Dan leads us up the hill then. That was annoying, the chat wasn't working. So, away we go. Dan leads us up the hill. Into the notorious turn 6. Looks like it's very steady. Chris is tracking him. Wayne's in 3rd. Jack's in 4th. Baz is in 5th. Looks like the move is being made there by Coy on Dan, but it didn't quite work out as they come down the hill. So everyone's playing by the rules, which is great. Pat is in 8th. Mike is in 9th. He's dropped down a bit. Alex is in 10th. Chris is in 11th. James is 12th and Mika 13th. Right, here we go to the front then. Away we go into lap 3 already. Dan leads us across the line. So Dan's on softs. Chris is on hards. So in theory, Dan should have a pace advantage on Chris, but we'll see. Right, so Dan leads us into turn 1. We've got Chris hot on his heels. Wayne's had a nice start. So has Jack. Jack's on mediums. Looks like, oh, it looks like Coy's made Coy's made a nice move on Dan there. Very nice. Down the inside. Coy is on mediums. Dan's still racing him though as they go into the tight turn 3. Oh, it's a bit wobbling going. Oh, that was Mike's trying to make a move down the inside. Oh, and then we got Dan. Oh, did he give Coy a little nudge? I think he might have done. And that's helped. Who's that helped out? That's helped Pat out. No, look, Pat's gone up to 7th now. Let's just go back and see if I can catch that again. Was there a little move? Gone back too late. Alright, come back out to go live. As we go up the hill. Oh, Jack's gone. Jack's had a misdemeanor again. That's unfortunate. He probably got caught out by that horrible turn 6, which is a nasty corner. Meanwhile, at the front, we've got Dan now is pulling away. He's got those softs up to temperature. Chris is running a bit wide there, but he's got those softs up to temperature. And a lap 3, already 5 minutes in. The softs will wear, but they will last. Chris then is in second. Got a comfortable lead over Wayne, who's doing a great job with his mediums. Pat though, in the meantime we've got Pat, Dan and Coy all squabbling over fourth now. Pat's up to fourth, but it looks like Dan's going to try and get around the outside in turn one. Let's stay on Pat to see what Dan can do, and Dan does. Nicely done. Pat gives him a little bit of a nudge though, and then gets sideways just to celebrate. Let's go on board with Dan. We've got Coy right behind us as we go into turn 3. We can see Coy in his lawnmower, his flying mow. Let's go on board with him. Oh, they're all going a little bit wide. They come back out. Coy's got the outside line up the hill into the left-hander. Can he break it a little bit later and go around the outside of Dan? Or is he going to make a stick coming out? He does indeed, but Dan's now on the inside of him. Let's go on board with Dan. We can see Coy right behind us. There's some cracking racing going on between these two, with Pat now looking up the road a little bit. See what else is going on behind us. Mike's got a little bit of a gap now to what's behind. Silverstar's recovering. Looks like Baz has had some adventures. He's 17 seconds off 8th on his hards though. Alex is also having some adventures as well. I don't know what's happened between that lot. They all split. And Dan is, they've been doing their jokers, right. Missed that. So Dan is now doing his jokers. So much action going on at the front. Dan has decided to do his jokers, so is Pat. Chris is not, and he's probably deciding he's in free air. He's just going to keep rolling. Mike, so Coy's in, Mike's in, all doing their drive-through. So they should just literally stop and go. Let's see who else is out. So Silverstar is also doing his drive-through. Baz, I assume, has done it. So we'll see where he comes out. Yes, he has, because we can see his lap 3 is red, which means he did his pit stop. Here comes Dan. So Dan's the first of the stoppers. Where's Bazza in relation to him? Let's have a look. Bazza's up to 5th. Dan is coming out. So Dan is nice and clear. This is really going to get confusing. Right, so Dan's done his stop. He's come out just in front of Baz. Pat is coming out now. Where has he come out? He's come out in 6th. He's ahead of Coy, just about, ahead of Mike. And there's James. So they've all done their stops. Then Mika. And Alex has come out behind Mika. Mika has done her stop as well. So we've got a race on here. Whilst Little's GP is going to now try and do a massive overcut. Looks like Alex has got down the inside of Mika. I think he has. Is Mika going to try and fire as we go into the left-hander? No. Right, Alex is clear. Goes in a bit wide, give room on the apex. So he's on his softs, whereas Mika's on mediums. Right, Chris R has lost out there as well, actually. He's down to 12th. So he had a 2:07. So he must have had a bit of a skirmish on that lap as well. And there is Jack in 13th after his wild spin. Right, up the front, Chris and Wayne are deciding to carry on. Chris has got a 3-second advantage over Wayne. And we'll see what the stops are. So Dan is still going as well. He's up to 3rd, 12 seconds off the lead, but he obviously hasn't stopped. Dan has, and it looks like a stop is roughly 35 seconds. And he's 30 seconds off the lead. So Dan, I think, is net leading by about 5 seconds. Baz has had a good start. He's on his hards. We found out from last week, the hards and mediums, in particular the hards, are pretty good tyres on this car. So he's probably at least net 4th. Oh, Pat's got, had a huge tank slapper and didn't quite hold it, but did a very nice, at least 360, but he's now dropped down. So Coy and Mike have gone past. So Pat's down to 8th. That was spectacular, that was. He's got a bit of a gap to James, who's now got Alex chasing him down. So let's see how this all pans out. Chris is up front. He's just done the fastest lap of the race, a 30.7. He's trying to make hay whilst he's out front. Wayne's done a 32.1, so Chris on his hards is 1.5 seconds quicker than Wayne. Let's keep an eye on this gap. So there is Dan, he's just on his fast, he's on his mediums. It's going to be tight here. Because Dan, his front right is not looking great, but we're 11 minutes in, so there'll be probably 3 laps more. He's got 31.5 seconds off the lead, and what do we reckon? It's a 35, 36 second stop, so this is going to be really tight. Baz has got a little bit of a gap now to Dan. He's been caught by Coy. Some of that, Coy did a 32.0. Mazda did a 33.7, so Coy is catching quite quickly. Then we got Mike, who's on a 33.3. He is not catching Coy. Coy's got some pace here. Coy's got some pace. Right, so Chris, he's going to have 2 more laps to go, so he's just going to get across the line. And he'll be in for his pit stop end of this lap. Wayne's now in a nice second. Right, Dan is in for his joker stop. Let's see how this plays out. Right, what can Dan do? He's 32 seconds off. We'll try a new format. If it doesn't work, we'll change it for the sprints, and the sprints can go back to standard one without the joker. So Dan's now crossing the line. He's got 2 laps left. So Dan's just coming in now. Bazza and Coy. So Bazza's going to get into 4th place here, and Coy is up to 5th. This is great. So there's Dan now. He's coming out of the pits. We've got Mike just blasting past. Now Mike's obviously on the racetrack, but it's a shorter exit for the pits. I think Mike's just going to get Dan. He does indeed. Right, so Dan's come back out in 7th, but we want to know what's going on with Chris. He's going to have to come in this lap. His hards don't wear. They're doing well. He's going to have to come in. Oh, who's that? Who's gone off? Oh, Silver Star again. Unlucky Silver Star. Right, in comes Chris then. Wayne is a comfortable second, and he's coming in 2. So Dan is 32 seconds off the lead. Let's see what happens here. This is going to be a last lap dash. Alright, we've got a battle here now between Bazza and Coy as well. So Coy has caught up. Coy has caught up with Bazza, whilst we're seeing what happens with the leaders. Let's have a quick look. Dan comes around the last corner. Coy is all over the back of Bazza, and we've got Mike as well catching up as well. So we've got a 3-car battle for 4th here. This could be 3rd, you know. Meanwhile, at the front, here comes Dan. Where's Chris? Chris is rolling. Look at this. It's going to be super tight. I think Chris is going to have it for our last lap shootout. He's got a 2.5 second advantage. He's done it. Chris has done enough. Chris has done enough. All he's got to do is hang on now for a lap and a bit. In fact, this will be the last lap. Meanwhile, Wayne has managed to come out in 3rd, with Bazza is just hanging on to 4th. So it's a great result for Bazza. Coy is in 5th. Mike is hanging on to him in 6th. Dan is in 7th. James is up to 8th. Chris has had a bit of a fraud race on his softs in 9th. Pat is 10th. Mika is 11th. Alex is also 12th. So the leaders of the championship are having a fairly difficult first race, and Jack is 13th. So Chris, 2.8 up, and he's on his hards. Down the hill he comes. What the Joker has done is robbed us of any real on-track action. So Chris has managed to overcut his way past Dan. So it's always experiments. We can change that if it doesn't work this time around. So Chris is coming across the line. First race back in season 11. He's going to take the win in the first race. Here we go. Well done, Chris. Takes the win. Dan's a good 2nd place. Strong 2nd. These softs are pretty mullered, but he gets a great 2nd. Wayne is going to get a good 3rd as well. So a strong start to season 11 for Wayne. Another podium. Bazza's going to get 4th. Well done, Bazza. Kai gets 5th, Mike gets 6th, Dan gets 7th, James gets 8th, here comes Chris in 9th, Pat is 10th, let's watch him across the line. Nice flash, and a beep. Mika's going to get 11th. Alex will get 12th, and Silver Star building sandcastles and comes across the line in 11th. Or 13th, sorry. Alright, well that was quite exciting, but the Joker meant some interesting strategies going on. I think what we're going to see as well is the second race. Guys at the back are probably going to stop quite early. But one of the ideas behind the Joker is to allow people at the back to maybe go in early and avoid some of the potential instances we get as the quicker drivers come through the field. So there we go, that was our race 1. Baz are obviously happy. 4th on hards, wasn't expecting that, he says. No, that's a great result. Right, so we have Chris takes the first win of the night from Dan, and then Wayne, that is our podium. I'll quickly run through, take some pictures. So Bazza finished 4th, excellent 4th in his hards, that's a good start. Kai gets 5th, Mike gets 6th, Dan gets 7th, James gets 8th, Chris 9th, Pat 10th, Carly 11th, Alex 12th, and Silverstar 13th. Right, so the next race is a fully reversed grid. So let's get that one loaded up. Make sure everything's alright. This is be the afternoon, it's set by host, and I will reverse the grid order. Well done, Baz, that's a great result. Okay. Baz is so excited he needs to go to the loo. Right, let's say 2050. Alright, give him a 10-minute break. Right, we will be back in about 5 minutes whilst I reset the order. So hold on, and we will be back very shortly. Hello, we are back. All right. Let's get ready for race 2, which is a full reverse grid. Let's get all the drivers ready. Hopefully the chat's going to work this time. And hopefully the safety cars will work this time. Right. So, full reverse grid. So we've got Chris at the back and we've got Jack on pole. And we'll see what tyres they are running. I think everyone's ready to go. I'm assuming everyone's ready. I hope you can hear my voice. Is my voice still coming out? Give us a thumbs up if it is. There we go. Yeah, I can hear it. One good thing about YouTube, it's slightly delayed, so I can hear myself. Right, here we go. Race 2. Another grid start. Alright, here we go. Give us your thoughts in the comments whether you like the Joker or not. It makes it strategic and potentially stops some crunches, but it does spread the field out a bit. Right, so Jack's going to lead us away. Getting ready for the start. Joker sucks. Okay, that's fairly fairly definitive. I should bear that in mind. Cool. Right. Silverstar's going to lead us away. So everyone's cleaning away, but someone's stalled. Oh, we're going to have to go for there's 2 involved. Who's at the back? Superman. Is there anyone else? I think that's another safety car. Alright, let's do it. That was unfortunate. Alright, hopefully this is going to let us work this time. Alright, slow down everyone to 50 miles an hour. Without carnage, please. There we go, right. Everyone should be slowing down. Let James catch up, there he is. Alright, down to 50 mile an hour. I don't know, some of them looks like they stalled off the grid. Alright, it's good practice for the drivers. They're going to have to get a line astern now. Everyone is back. Looks like everyone is clear of damage. And Carly is our pace setter. Right, so the way it works now is when we put safety car in, Carly then becomes the pace car and she can set the pace and she can go whenever she likes. But there is no overtaking until the start finish line, so we'll let them all just get settled, get through the corkscrew, and then Carly can let them go. Hopefully this works this time. There we go. Right, so Carly can now decide when she wants to go, and she's gone straight away. And we're away. Carly's got a good restart, a cracking restart from Carly. She's gone. Chris R is after her. That's there you go. That worked perfectly. Well done, everyone. So Carly has taken a really good restart and on hards as well. So she's fired the hards up quickly and got a nice getaway from Silverstar. Chris is in third. We got a big battle coming down the hill then. It looks like behind is Bazza and Koi going to have a bit of an attack at each other. No, they don't. They go in the braking of turn 1. So Bazza's right on the back of Koi. Let's go on board with Koi stuff. As he looks at his VRC. Oh, huge amount of curve. Oh no, that looked like it was unavoidable. Bazza's gone round. Where's he ended up? He's ended up in 12th place. He's gone to the bend. Now, unfortunately, there's only 2 people involved, so he can't safety car it. And there's a lot of wideness going on as well. Let's just see if we can get a replay of that. I think we saw, hasn't caught it. We saw he got a bit too much of the sausage curb, and round he went. So up front, Mika on the hards has really lit those up well, and Silverstar's got Chris all over the back of him. We're going to the corkscrew. That's a brave man going around the outside of the corkscrew. He's going to try it. Pat looks like he was getting interested as well. Jack gets a bit squirrely as we come down the hill. Chris is going to try and go round the outside. Jack holds it as we go now down the hill into the right-hander. Oh, it's all over the place. We've got another... Oh, this is so tight. This is why we kind of try to use safety cars and joker laps to avoid all the carnage. So it looks like Jack's been turned around. Chris is up to third. Pat is up to second. And we've got a whole gaggle. None of them have decided to do their pit stop either. Chris is up to fifth now already, doing his usual Teflon running. He's got through the pack from 13th as we go into the first corner again. It's Pat and Coy. Looks like we've got Coy tucking in behind. He's going to try and he gives Pat a little nudge. Is he going to give that one back? This is a far more contact already than we saw in the whole of the Daytona races. It's like Pat was leaning on Chris. Chris has gone a little bit wide, and we've got Dan trying to get involved as well as we go into turn 4. Terrible angle. Pat's gone wide. Is he going to hold that? He does. And he's going to hold Chris up. Chris is going to look down the inside. He's got him down the inside. This is gosh, 3 abreast. So in all of that, oh, who was that? That's so Coy's unfortunately gone wide coming out of turn 5. So up the hill we go. Dan's now made his way up to third. So he's had a cracking start. He's on his softs. He's got Chris right behind him. He's going to try and go around the corkscrew. That'll be brave going into the corkscrew around the outside. Gets it stopped nicely. And behind us, we've got Pat, who's still hanging on, and then Mike as well. Up front, do I dare come off this battle? Dan is still in third. He's got Chris right behind him. Chris is making a move. He's going to try all those. Right, so we've got 3 going in. Here we go. So this is where it becomes interesting. Chris is on mediums, Pat's on hards, and Mike's on softs. Mika, in the meantime, is still leading. Look at this on the hards, comfortably leading. Chris on the mediums is hunting her down. So Chris making use of that reverse grid. In the meantime, we've got Pat, Chris, Coy, Mike, all in. So there we go. Says Joker sucks, Coy, but I think we're going to have some racing here, and you're going to have to do it on track. Meanwhile, Wayne is taking advantage now of the empty track. He's now up to 4th. Alex is 5th. Dan is 6th. So Dan's had a quiet start. Mike is going to come out of this train. There's Alex. So here comes Chris. Chris has got to jump on Pat by the looks of it. He's going to come out right with Dan. There he is. So Dan's done his stop. Look at this. Okay, this is working better. Look at this. We've got a real scrap now going into turn 3. We got Bazza and Mike. Bazza has stopped as well. Right, so out front, that's Mika. Oh, Mika must have made a mistake. So Mika's dropped down to 3rd. Chris is now leading. And I imagine he's on his medium, so he's going to run those as long as he can. Whereas Dan's now up to 2nd. He's on his softs. He's got Carly right behind. Is Carly going to choose to go in? Yes, she does. Probably a wise decision. That's good. The strategic's working here. Now I like this. This is working out quite well. So Alex is in 5th. He's stopped. Danny's in 6th. So a straight race between these guys. And we've got Chris. He's stopped. He's on his mediums. Pat is now being attacked by Baz as we go down the hill. Let's go on board with Baz as we're looking in the back of the Alpine liveried MX5. Pat's defending the inside. We've got anyone behind us. So we've got Mike closing up behind us. Is Baz going to get a good run? Pat, we've got a bit sideways as we go down the hill. Mika's coming out as well. Here we go. Pat can see that Mazda as we come down the hill. Let's go on board with Pat. There's Bazza. Bazza brakes later, and then cuts across, takes a lot of curb, and then bounces his way back into 9th. And we've got Mike who's getting interested, thinking, oh, I'm going to try and stay out of this carnage. This is crazy town. Right, Up ahead, we got Mika's come out in 7th. Oh, that sounds like a lot of... Oh no, Mazda's gone. Maybe hit too much of that curb again. Silverstar is in 13th. He's at the back. In the meantime, Chris is now trying to make hay. Trying to do the clean laps. He will now penultimate lap stop, I'm sure. Same with Dan. And Wayne's doing a nice job on his hards as well. Alex is now in 4th. He's got Dan right behind him. It looks like Dan's going to get a run up the hill into the corkscrew. He does indeed. So Dan is up to a net 4th. Oh, Alex is going to fight him around the other side. Thinks better of it. Down the hill they come. So Dan's got up to 4th. And Little's GP now. This is a net battle for the lead. Although we know the stop is about 30-ish seconds, I think, from the first one. So they're 31 seconds behind. Chris is going to make a move on Coy. He gets him. Oh no, Alex, sorry. He's got him on Alex. So Chris and his mediums is now up to 5th. And he's having an attack of Dan. Right, so let's see what Chris is doing up front, doing 32.8s. It's battle for 4th, 5th and 6th. Could be a battle for the lead. We'll see how this shakes out. 9 minutes into the race. Oh, look at that as they go through. So Mika's still in 7th. And she's got Pat and Mike right behind. Pat is slurried up the dust every corner virtually. Mike is going to make a look around the outside of the left-hander. Tricky place to pass. Good thing about the MX5s is it really shows off his Riccardo Patrese lead, which we like a lot. Right, Coy is down to 10th. Superman is in 11th. Bazza is in 12th, and Jack is looking like he's doing his pit stop. Right. Chris has just done his fastest lap, 32.0, pulling away from Dan. Dan's just done a 32.8, so he's on his softs. Chris is on his mediums. Wayne's doing a nice job on his hards as well. He was podium in the first race. He's in 3rd at the moment. But oh, we got some racing here, so it looks like Chris is having a go at Dan. I think he's got him. Is Dan going to have a go back? We'll just... put a marker there and go back, see if we can go back to catch that. So Chris is now up to 4th. I think Dan's too far away, is he? Yeah, so let's see if we can go back. Here we go. So Dan covers the inside. Chris goes round the outside. Very nicely done, Chris. Look at that. Lovely overtaking manoeuvre. Right, so he's pulling away. He's gone purple already. So he's now chasing down Chris R. Let's see how this plays out. Chris R is 30-ish seconds ahead of Chris Pangeli at 29.7. It's going to be tight. Right, Dan's in 5th. Alex is chasing him down in 6th. Then what we've got now here, Mike, Coy, and looks like we've got a battle between Pat and Mika. So Coy has got past Pat by the looks of it. As we go up the hill. Pat is now down to 9th with Mika, who was leading, in 10th. And James is in 11th. Bazza is 12th. It looks like Silverstar is probably sitting in the pits for the end of the race. Right, what can Chris do? He's 4.2 ahead of Dan. He's got VR on as well, so he won't know the gaps at all. Whereas Chris is now 28.5 behind him and just set a purple, 30.4. Dan in the meantime has got Alex all over the back of him, so these two are 1st and 3rd in the championship. And whereas Mike's dropped off a bit, and actually he's got Coy catching him up. Mike did a 32.7, so he's fastest. Oh, actually, no, he actually pulled away a bit from Coy. He's in a 33.1. And we've got Pat behind, throwing up the dirt again. Right, Chris on his mediums, looking pretty good. He decided to take mediums in this race. He's gonna stop this lap. Yes, he is. Right. Be one lap to go after this one. He's got to factor in his pit stop as well. So the drivers got to be careful there. They got to factor in their pit stops. Their top three are in. Chris was 27.1 behind. He's on a purple as well, so he's really got those mediums fired up. 27 seconds, probably enough, but he's going for it. You can see he's really pushing. He's really pushing. Dan and Alex are not that far behind. Let's see where Chris has not even reached his box here. Here he is. He'll be straight in, straight out. There he goes. Chris is now coming down the hill. There you can see the Bumblebee in the background. The Bumblebee has got the shorter run, but I think Chris has got it. So where's Ensign? Here we go. So Dan versus Chris is going to be interesting. A last lap shootout. Dan knows it too. Here comes Chris. So Dan has come out right behind Chris, and then we've got Alex not far behind as well. So Chris has got to get himself back up to speed again. Tyres will have cooled down a bit. I think he's just got enough to hang on. Let's see. Chris is so both on mediums. Chris Bengate's got a 4-second lead, so I think he's fine. But we've already seen a lot of sausage curb induced action on this track, so it's very easy to go wide. But I think Chris is so 6/10 off. Alex has had a good race from the back as well, so these three have all done pretty well. Let's just see what's behind. Dan's having a good race as well. Mike as well, so we're all pretty close. Wayne's dropped down to 7th now. Coy is in 8th. Pat is in 9th. Mika is in 10th. James is in 11th, and Baz is in 12th. So Chris is coming out of the final corner about now, and he's going to take his win. But let's have a look. So Chris and Dan are in a scrap as we come into the last corner. Is Dan going to try and go around the outside? He's gone round the outside as he made his stick. Chris has won. Well done, Chris. But some look, we got a 5 to the second, and Dan's got it. Very nicely done the last corner. Well done. Chris going 3rd. Alex is 4th. So a cracking overtake around the outside. Let's see if I can get back to that if I can. Here comes Mike. Dan gets 5th. Mike gets 6th. Coy gets 7th. Pat gets 8th. Here comes Mika with James right behind, but I don't think he's getting. Mika gets 9th. James gets 10th. Bazza gets 11th. Well done. Whoa, Wayne must have had a moment. He gets 12th. There we go. Right, that was good. Joker gave us that. Joker worked well there then. So, right. There is Chris, winner of race 2 as well. Right, let's take a picture of that. And a picture of that. Right, so race 2, there we go. We had Chris winning. Comfortable in the end. 6 seconds up. From Dan, 2nd. Again, another super close finish in DTCC. So Dan takes 2nd on the penultimate, on the last corner. From Chris, who gets 3rd. And then Alex not far behind in 4th as well. Then Dan, a good race to 5th. Mike getting 6th, Coy 7th, Pat 8th. Mika gets 9th, Superman gets 10th, Baz gets 11th, Wayne gets 12th, and Silverstar gets 13th. Right, so that was race 2. Race 3, starting grid will be the combination, well, the total combined points for race 1 and 2. And that will set the grid, so I would expect Chris Little's GP to be on pole, given he's won both races. So we will be back in 10 minutes as we get the grid order sorted. So see you in 10. would have unmuted myself. We are back. Hopefully the audio is working okay. Right. Let me know in the comments if you can hear me okay. All should be good. Right, so here we go, the final race of the evening, round race 3, and we have the grid order, which you can see on screen. So Chris, so this is a combination of the points in the first 2 races. So we have, this was GP on pole, Dan in 2nd, Chris in 3rd, Coy 4th, Dan 5th, Mike 6th, Wayne 7th, Baz at 8th, Alex 9th, James 10th, Pat 11th, Mika 12th, and Silkstar in 13th. Thank you, Mum. Right, let's go. Let's see if the driver's all ready. So the drivers will be using their 3rd and final set of tyres. So where the strategy really starts playing off to see who's got what left. Its truck should be a bit cooler now, so in theory the soft should last a little bit better. I think everyone is ready to go. Let's go. All right, here we go. Race 3 of round 2 at Laguna Seca. If I check Discord, let's have a look. I think next round. Check that before we get going. There we go. Right, full starts on again. Let's see if everyone can get away clean this time and no safety cars. Chris will lead us into the first corner. Here we go. 4 lights, 5 lights, and away we go. Right, Chris gets a good start. Dan gets a good start as well. Chris is on soft, so he should fly away as we go into the first corner. Let's hope everyone behaves themselves. We come down the field and look at that. We get a big squabble of cars. Oh, they're all going to get stopped. Oh, Mike was late on the brakes, but managed to get it stopped somehow. I think we are all through. We are all... Oh, looks who's that's gone. Oh, James has gone, but I think it's only the one. Yeah, it's only the one, so we've got no safety car, but there's a few little skirmishes going up as we go into turn 4. Can they all get through? It looks great with the lights on. Bit of panel bashing as we go up. Look at this, Chris has really defended hard from Mazda on the outside. Mazda's had a good start. Mazda's had a great start. As they go up the hill, kicking up the dust. Look at this. What a great start these Mazdas making in the dark. Oh, Bazza, that's a lot of curb. That's a lot of curb. Just about holds it, but that means Koya's going to get the run as he does. We're going to focus on the mid-pack at the moment as they go up into the course. Good. Jack's had a really good start as well from the back. He's goes past Wayne, who tries to get back down the inside. Jack's got the inside as we go into the left-hander. It goes a bit wide though. Oh, it goes very wide. That sounded like it was a bit of... Yeah, unfortunately he got into the gravel. In the meantime, Carly's made a good start as well. She's up to 9th, and that looks like Alex who's dived in the pits, which is a good move this early. Lots of tyre squealing in these cars, do tyre squeal. So Alex is in, James is in, Coy is in. Getting their stops done good and early. Right, at the front, Mike's up to 2nd. Wow, how's that happened? Let's see if there's anything there that we can go watch. No. Brilliant start from Mike. He really did dive bomb into the first corner, but he made it stick and didn't hit anyone too hard. So Dan's in 3rd, Chris is in 4th, Baz is in 5th. He's got Wayne right behind him. Actually, no, he hasn't got Wayne. There's a bit of a gap, actually, sorry. Wayne has got Pat in close attendance as well. Is Pat going to make a move as we go up the hill? Wayne's on the inside. Let's see what happens. Pat, is he going to try a switch? It's very hard to pass up here, and Mika's getting all sorts of sideways as well behind. Let's go on board with Mika. Oh, it's so tight. Pat's going a bit wide. Pat does like getting on the dust. And in the meantime, we've got coming up behind is Dan. We've got Coy who's stopped. So Coy is the first of the stoppers. Let's see if he can do make use of that clear air, which is where the overcuts and undercuts can play in. Right, so to the front we go. Chris has got a nice lead now. He's on softs, as long as he doesn't burn them, he's going to get 3 for 3. Mike's had a great start in second place. Dan's in third, so continuing his good night. Baz is up in fourth now, he's had a cracking stop. So Wayne is in, Pat is in. Chris has dropped down a bit, he's now in fifth. He's on his hards, but we know the hards are pretty good tyres in these cars. Mika's now up to sixth, because Pat, Dan and Wayne are all in. Let's see where they play out. Here comes Coy, first of the early stoppers. This is where the Joker's going to start playing out, I think. Let's see where they come out. So Chris is chasing down Bazza. I imagine he'll probably think about stopping pretty soon. Where's Wayne? Where's Wayne? So Coy has jumped Wayne, has he? Let's have a look. Coy's into the first corner. There is Wayne coming out. So Coy has done nicely, thank you very much out of that. He's now past Wayne. In the meantime, Pat is just coming out alongside Alex. It looks like Alex has got him. Yes, he has. Pat is on mediums. What's Alex on? Alex is on hard. So, battle between these two. Oh, that sounded like an awful lot of sideways. Oh, James is probably going to call that curb. Let's not linger on that one. Jack's going to get past him. There he goes. Right, so Pat is right on the tail of Alex. Let's go from Alex's roll over hoop as we go up the hill. Look at that pretty sunset, Laguna Seca. Gives everyone heart palpitations that corner. Up we go. Pat chasing Alex down. Can you do anything as we go through the corkscrew? The short races certainly have plenty of action as well. So Chris has got it. He's 10 seconds up and he's purple on this one. Mike's doing a good job in second though. Chris is on soft, so we expect him to be super quick. He's done a 29.0. Mike's on mediums and Dan's on the hards, and he's got Bazza on softs. So Bazza saving his softs to the end. Absolutely flying. He was fourth in the first race. Can he round out a good night with a good position here? He's got a good chance on softs, and the softs should be running their best in these temperatures as well. So Chris is in fifth on the hards. Mika's up to sixth. What's happened there? Coy. So Mika hasn't stopped. Coy. So Coy and Wayne. Coy's on his hards. Wayne's on his softs. Right. So here we go. This is where the different tyre dells. And look at the grip that Wayne's got compared to Coy. Is Coy going to fight that one, or just acknowledge the fact that he's probably listened to the commentary, so he knows that Wayne's on softs, even though they all do talk. We think I won't bother fighting that one. Let's go on board with Coy up the hill. Although, whilst Wayne's running the softs, as I say, when it's the ambient temperature drops in the evening, the softs don't wear so much. The softs will wear. So if Coy can stay with him, and we know the hards are good, and you can tell the hards are good. Look, he's all over the back of that M&M's MX5. Can we line him up into the last corner? It's going to be behind. So Pat is also gaining. Pat's stopped. There's Dan. So Pat has gained on Dan. That's saying Alex hasn't stopped, but we know he has. Alex stopped after the first lap, didn't he? Right, so yes, that's slightly confusing. It doesn't give it to you after the first lap. Right, he's right on the back of Dan. Can he make a move? As we go to turn one, looks like he's going to try. Dan closes him off. Alex is on hards, so they're both on hards. So this is an even scrap. Alex is going to try going into turn three. Oh, Dan gives him just enough for. Oh, Pat has dropped it as well. So Pat spun coming out of turn three, and looks like he goes to just the right time. So these two gain a place. Let's just see what Coy is doing with Wayne. So Wayne has dropped him a little bit. So look at this battle here between Dan and Alex. Both on hards. Baz is up to third. Okay, right. So Baz is up to third, right. And the reason why Baz is up to third is Dan is in for his stop. And so is Mika. Dan's on hards, Mika is on softs. Chris is extending his lead, he's now 14 seconds up. Mike's having a cracking race too on his mediums, he's in second. Baz is on softs. Front right going a little bit, doesn't look too bad though. Chris is on hards. So Baz has got 4 seconds on Chris. That's reasonably comfortable. Here comes Dan. Let's see where Wayne is. So Dan has got a nice jump. How he comes was Wayne and Coy are coming down the pit straight. Wayne is not dropping Coy. So Dan is in 5th, which is probably at least a net 4th. Chris R is 27 seconds up the road, both on hards. Bazza is about 30 seconds up the road. If you can keep hold of those softs, this could be a net 3rd here. Let's see how this goes. Mike's doing a grand job on his medium, so he's probably the better out of the 2 of them for later in the race. 6 minutes to go, so probably 4 laps or so. He hasn't stopped. Little's GP hasn't stopped, but of course he's going to run those tyres to as long as he can. Right, Bazza is in. Bazza, please do not change tyres or put fuel in. Right, he's got 30 seconds on Dan. So this is going to be interesting. Wayne is not shaking off Coy, but you look at Wayne's tyres compared to, say, Baz's. Baz's are quite a lot worse. So Wayne's doing a good job looking after his tyres. But they will start going, whereas Dan's obviously been on hards, looking pretty nice. Mika's doing a good job in 8th, and we got a scrap going on here now. So who's this? We've got Dan and Pat. Dan is trying to, I'm not sure if he's defending or passing. I think that's probably passing, but Pat's got a good exit, and just in front of him is Alex. These guys are all stopped. Here goes Pat. Is he going to try and get down the inside? Let's go in car with him, as we can see. There's the green MX5 of Dan. This will be later on the brakes. Pat gets it, but Dan's going to do a bit of a swap. Oh, but gives him the time at the apex. Very nicely done. Good racing between these two. And James, after his various probably sausage-fueled adventures, and it looks like we've lost Silver Star. Right, Chris well in front, 18 seconds up. Mike is now 2nd comfortably. Yep, Silver Star has left the building. Right, Chris in 3rd, 25 seconds off. Bazza is 25 behind him, so Bazza's probably got this. So we got, I think we've got a straight race here now. Probably 3 laps to go. Yeah, just about 3 laps to go. Dan on his hards versus Bazza on his softs. Softs are starting to melt. Dan's hards are going well, and there's always his sideways. There we go, Wayne not far behind him either. Coy not far behind Wayne. Mika's doing a very good job in 8th. Got Alex closing her down in 9th. Let's see what the lap times are relative there. And Pat's not far behind it either. So pretty close racing with probably 2 more laps to go, just about. Alex has done his fastest, a 31.1. Mika 35. So Alex is closing quickly. Right, delivery, oh, this could be it. Mika put a wheel on the dirt. Alex is going to try in the 87 Racing Mazda, which I do love that livery, it's lovely and clean. Can Alex make a move on Mika? Oh, you can see he turned in. Back end started sliding and thought, I'm going to turn back out of that because that's going to be curbed. So Mike is in. Oh, is that going to go around the outside? That's brave. Great view. Mika, as always, defending. We go up the hill. So Mike and Chris are both in. Let's see if anything's going to happen here. It doesn't look that way just now as we go up the hill. Alex is thinking about it. He's thinking about it. Right, so let's see what's going on here. Mazda is just coming around the last corner. Chris and Mike, are they actually their pit box? Chris is not even in his pit box yet, so obviously Mike is. Okay, that's a bit bizarre. Right, here comes Mazda. Where's Mike? Mazda's coming down there. We can see Mike is coming out of the pits. Mazda is coming down the hill. I think Mike has done enough here. Where's Mike? There he comes. You can see Mazda. Let's go on board with Mazda. He can see Mike. So we got a 2-lap shootout between these two. Oh, stay away from the camp. Well, nicely done. Right, so Mazda's on softs, but it's starting to melt a bit, as we said. We got Dan now, who's not far behind, and Wayne. And then Chris. Interesting view that was. And then Coy. So Little's GP is in. He should be plenty safe enough. Coy is in 7th. Whereas Mike, Mike's on medium, so he's got the best tyres here. Mike will probably be cursing the fact that Chris has come back from paternity leave. He's on mediums, which should be the best. Baz has got pretty tired softs. Dan's got decent mediums, and Wayne has got softs that are starting to go. But he's right. Chris is sick. Looks like Coy maybe he was on the back of Wayne. But let's go back to this battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Is Dan going to do another last corner around the outside? We put in favourite, I would say, as we go into the last lap. Not everyone's going to make the final lap. We've got a good battle up the corkscrew as well. So is they going to make that? Pat is probably going to make it. Alex has got up to 9th. Dan is in 10th. They're just going to make it. I think Superman will just make as well. So I think Mika unfortunately probably will not be the first to finish. So up in the battles now for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Chris is gone. He's way up. He's even at the corkscrew. But Mike, Bazza and Dan got half a lap to go, and we've got Wayne not far behind either, and Chris. Oh, we've got a battle going on. What's going on here as well? So Pat and Alex are swapping. Alex has just got past Pat. We've got to focus on this battle. I think between probably 3rd and 4th, Baz is a little bit off. Chris is coming around the last corner. Oh, Mike was a bit deep there, but I think he's alright. So Chris, here he comes. Brilliant win. He takes all 3. So what a great return back after missing the first round. Superb stuff by Chris. But Mike, he's not far. We got a real battle here now for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. It looks like Dan's going to try and make a move. He's going to get Bazza into the last corner like he did on the previous race. He's got him down the inside. Bazza, oh no, Mike's gone wide. And Bazza's gone wide. So Wayne sneaks up and gets 4th. Dan gets 2nd. Mike gets 3rd. Wayne gets 4.5. Baz gets 5th. I think his tyres were wiped out. Chris gets 6th. Coy comes across the line for 7th. Here comes Alex, and we got a battle between him and Pat as well. Pat's going to push him over the line. So Alex is going to get 8th. Pat gets 9th. And there is Daniel 10th. And here comes Superman for 11th. Wow, what a great second race, 3rd race as well. So Joker worked quite well there too. So we'll see what happens in the. We'll do a public vote, I think, for that one. So well done, Chris. Oh, no, we'll do that one. Gets his 3rd win of the night and fastest lap with 29.026. Takes the win. Dan gets 2nd. Great 2nd from him. I think he was 4th going into the final turn. Let's see how this quickly looks on with the rough scores for the night. So yeah, so Chris Pengay clear winner. He won all 3 races and probably got fastest laps as well. Dan, I think, would be 2nd on the night. He was 2nd on the grid and he's 2nd again, so great result for Dan. Mike gets a cracking 3rd, and that will lift him up as well. So he's probably 3rd or 4th for the night. Wayne does a good job in 4th. Bazza gets a good 5th. Could have been 3rd. Could have been 2nd. So close, but cracking a few races from Bazza. And then Chris R gets 6th. Coy gets 7th. So good night all round for Coy. 8th is Alex, 9th was Pat, 10th was Dan, 11th was James, 12th was Mika, and then Silkstar didn't finish. So that was round 2. Bit of an experiment, but I think it worked alright. Round 2. Round 3 will be, of course, next week, and if I check the calendar, we will be our first endurance race of the season, which will be 60 minutes around Watkins Glen. Same rules as ever, that they have to use all 3 tyre sets. So that should be good. Watkins Glen, it'll be at night as well, so it's always sunrise, so it's always good to see the sun come up. So we will see you same time, same place next week for our 60-minute enduro around Watkins Glen. Hope you enjoyed that. I had some new interest in for the DTCC. We've never done safety cars before, and we've never done joker rounds. So I hope you enjoy that, and we will catch you again next week. Thank you for watching.